to, at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Monday, we are going to open up our Visio here, and we're going to actually set up a lab here. Okay, and it's going to be for NAT. Okay, so copy. Okay, boom. Let's get rid of this. All right, and let's go ahead and just add this to here. Okay. All right. So now, we're going to set our IP addresses here. 192.168.1.2, 1.1. Okay. Copy that. Okay. And 1.2. Okay. And this is going to be 2.1 and 2.2. Okay. This is going to be VLAN 2. Okay. Alright, and this is going to be G2. G2. Okay. And this is going to be router 2. And this is going to be router 3. Okay? Which means that's been router 1 the whole time? No. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Because I have to paste it at the end of this one. Okay, so that's why it's router 1. Okay, so now. Okay, so let's bring up Secure CRT. Okay, and let's go into vSphere. Okay. All right. And let's turn on these 3 routers. Okay. Let's go ahead and edit these. First off, let's kind of bring this down here so I can see. Edit. Okay. And 1 is going to be VLAN 1. See how easy it is to set up a lab after you get it all set up? Alright, VLAN 1. Okay. And that's in VLAN 2. And this needs to be in VLAN 2. So that's perfect. It's probably already in there. And it is. Okay, perfect. Alright, so now, okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's bring those up. And let's move this over. Okay. Oh, it's still booting. That's weird. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the ASA. I forgot that CSRs take a while to boot. Um, yeah, because I was like so amazed on how fast the ASA, the virtual ASA booted. I was like, wow. Okay. And obviously we don't have that in here, and we gotta get that set up. Um, at some point to get it into secure CRT. But ASA, I'm not working on. Well, I mean, I'm actually going through theory. I am watching videos. Last couple of days I haven't, but throughout the whole week, actually last couple of weeks, it's been an everyday thing, and I've learned some pretty cool stuff with the ASA, things I didn't know, and I've been working on ASAs for a minute. Okay, meaning that it's still not my expertise. My expertise is routing and switching. My second expertise is ASA. When I say second, that means it's not a primary. I'm not as strong as routing and switching with ASA, but we are working on that. Okay, so show IP interface brief, which doesn't really matter. I know I need to change them anyway. Okay. Okay. So yeah. Okay, so hang on for 1 second. Alright, so 192.168.1.1. Oh my lord, come on. Where's the mouse? Okay. Alright, and now do show history. Okay, and let's go ahead and copy this. Okay. Okay, so let's go back up here and say default interface 1 and 2. And now let's put IP address on. Oh, it's loopback. So no interface loopback 0. Or loopback 1. Okay. Alright, there we go. Okay. Alright. And G2. Okay. And IP address 192.2.1. Okay. And no interface loopback 2. Alright. And say no shut. No shut. Okay, let's go to router 1 and say no shut. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's a duplicate address. Okay, I was like, what's going on? Let's go over to router 3. Okay. All right. Config T. All right. Paste. Okay. And we're going to say 2.2. Okay. All right. No. Okay. Default. All right. And 2. Okay. Interface G2. Okay. And 2.2. All right. So now no shut. Do ping 192.168.2.1. Okay, successful. They go over to 2. No point of pinging 2 to 3 because, like I said, two-way communication. Do ping 192.168.1.1. If you don't fully understand that, doesn't matter. Eventually you will. All right, and there's no harm in going on router 2, pinging back to router 3. There's no harm in that. Okay. All right. Do whatever you do. All right. Do what you do. Okay. Okay. So now we have full reachability, or I should say a full um, up to layer 3 reachability on the OSI model. Okay. So we are good from layer 1 up to layer 3. All right. Except the fact we got a duplicate IP address. So let's. Okay. All right. So that's why. It should be, no. It should be 1.2. Okay, so now we gotta ping 1.1 again. Okay, because we were pinging our own address. Okay, that's why. Okay, um, so we did this from 1 to 2, didn't we? I guess we didn't, because I don't see it up there. It's weird. Okay. All right. So now, all right. So here's the thing. Okay. We are going to. This is going to be our work PC. Okay. All right. This is going to be. All right. Host. Okay. All right. And this is going to be. All right. Google. Okay. All right. So now. Interface. First of all, do show IP interface brief. Okay. Interface loopback 0. IP address 8.8.8.8. Okay. 255 to 255 to 255 to. Okay. So we're making our own simulation of a Google um, um, uh, Google server. Okay. So now go to router 2, and we're going to work our way backwards and say do ping. Okay. 8.8.8.8. Okay. And obviously we're going to fail. Okay. Because in the router table, all right, as we're going to look at it, and Control Z6. Okay. Do show IP route. Okay. It's. I mean, the only thing in there is connected routes, and I got all those loopback addresses, so we're not going to do that. Okay. So now, um, let's us create a route, IP route, 8.8.8.8. Okay. All right, and the mask 255 to 255 to 255 to 255. Okay, and we're going to send that to, okay, gigabit 2. Okay, all right. Now, because this, you got to look at this. Remember, source IP, destination IP. Okay, all right. Source MAC, destination MAC. As router 2 goes out to send traffic to 8.8.8.8, okay, all right, we got to understand. Do show IP route static. Okay, so now in the routing table, okay, if I would have put a next hop of 192.168.2.2, okay, and let's do that. So let's take this out. Okay. Okay. So this is how you are taught. Okay, the average lessons that you learn when it comes to networking, okay, is the fact that, okay, um, you have to put in the next hop. Okay, all right. Now here's the thing. For some reason, okay, because I'm gonna tell you that's not really the best way to do this. Okay, because here's the thing. If I actually say my next hop for this interface, I mean for this network, okay, or host address, whatever, however you want to look at it, is 192.168.2.2. The routing table lookup is not complete, okay, because remember what a router is. It's just a switch. It comes in on this interface. I need to switch it out to this interface. If I'm on the router and it's being sourced by the router, well, I still need an interface to figure out where the packet needs to go. Okay, I can't forward traffic without having that information. So, I'm telling you that the routing table has to do another lookup, okay? And that second lookup is to find out if the next hop is 192.168.1.2. Well, um, I need to look that up. Where is 192.168.2.2? Okay? All right. Well, that's a directly connected interface because my G1 is on that subnet. Okay. And that means now I can actually say from the routing table second lookup, okay, that now I need to go out interface G02, okay? So no matter what, I have to get to the point where the routing table knows what interface I'm going out of, okay? All right, so I'm telling you, putting in the G2, okay, is better than the next hop, okay? That's what I'm telling you, because this is only one lookup in a routing table. And one lookup means, guess what? Twice the speed, okay? All right, or less, or half the resources, I should say, okay? Because I don't need to spend resources on doing a second lookup. I think it's called recursive lookup, okay? So that means as long as you gotta be very careful, okay? Because if you're doing 4 or 5 lookups, okay, for every packet that comes through for that particular network, okay, I mean, you you're wasting time, okay? So, taking a look at that is a lot better, okay? Because I don't have to do a second lookup. So I'm telling you, interface is where you want to send your packet because you know um, it's going to do that anyway until it gets to an interface. Okay, I don't know why next hop is used so much. Okay, in training. All right, but it is. Okay, all right. Now I'm not saying that that method has not been changed by other instructors. I'm just telling you um, that this is a better method. Okay, so now I not only in my table do I have listed the interface. Okay, it's a point-to-point connection, so it knows what the next hop is. Okay, from that perspective, but it doesn't need to know. It just needs to know the interface. Does that make sense? Okay, it's not going to sit there and say to itself, "Well, it must be the next hop must be 2.2." Okay, it's not going to say that. Okay, remember every router is its own entity. It is separate. Okay, all right. All it knows is it knows what interface to send a packet out of. Whoever's on the other side is on the other side. Okay, what I'm trying to tell you is remember every rule in networking can be broken. So that means, all right. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. I'm messing with my glasses. I can't get these damn smudges out. I can't. I just can't stand it. Okay, glare on my glasses, and I don't know why it's so hard to actually clean glasses, but um, it's not like I've had glasses for 20 years. Okay, so I just have to figure out how to get better with these damn things. Okay, so now, because it is annoying, I'm telling you, and the glare is still there. So you know what? Just see if I can ignore it. Okay, so now, okay, so I can have this on a total different subnet. Okay, now you're gonna ask me, well, Kyle, I thought you could not ping a address outside of its subnet without having a default gateway. That is the rule. But like I said, in networking, every rule can be broken. Okay? Alright? By any type of manipulation or so on and so on. These glasses are driving me crazy, by the way. So now, okay, so router 2, if that was on a different subnet, he's still gonna send out the interface. His job is done. Because you told him in the routing table what interface to send it out of. He does not care if that thing is on 5.3. Okay, as far as the IP address of the other end of that interface, all he knows is it needs to be sent out. Okay, all right. So so we talked about that. So now, okay, but here's the thing: because he's sending it out that interface, when he builds his information, okay, his layer 3 information, whatever interface we're sending the packet out of, unless you specify a source in the ping command, okay, all right, it's always going to use the outgoing interface as the source. Okay, so when it gets to router 3 is going to get the packet saying that the source IP address is 192.168.2.1. Okay, well, guess what? Router 3 has that in its routing table as a directly connected interface because of 2.2 interface. So it's able to build the actual layer 3, layer 2 information, okay, and send the packet back. So that means the ping for 8.8.8.8 should work. Okay, good. Now, okay, let's go to router 1. All right, because router 1 is going to be different. Okay. All right, so now, I'm telling you right now, okay, we don't have a route for this. Okay, so we can fix this in two ways. We can create a static route to router 2 or just a default route. So let's do it that way. Okay, and we're going to say G1. Okay, now I have a route for 8.8.8 in router 2, so when I send a default route from router 1 over to router 2, okay, it's going to fail. Now, I'm telling you right now that that packet is getting to router 3. But let's find out. Debug IP packet. Okay? Alright, and we're only going to say repeat 1. Okay? Alright, now let's take a look at router 3 because I didn't get any information. Nothing. Okay? So, what's happening here? Okay? Let's show IP route. Okay, first of all, no router ERGP 100. EIGRP. Okay? Okay, so we're going out G1 over to router 2. Router 2 gets the packet. Okay. Alright. Okay, she's there. Okay, so why didn't router 3 get the packet? Okay. Did it take the command? Yeah, it's on. Let's try it again. That's just weird. Um, okay. Okay. So here's the thing. So, I'm going to send the default route back over to router 2. Okay. And let's test this again. What does that say? Okay. Alright. So you see that it works. I don't know why the debug packets did not come in to router 3, but okay, in my defense, okay, which I don't know why I need to defend myself, but at the same time, it really just a poor choice of words. Pulling from memory, much better words. Okay, in the past, okay, I have seen debug messages not only like destroy. When I mean destroy, it'll just like freeze the actual virtual router or just reboot it with some weird error messages. Okay. All right. I've also seen um, commands not take, and I've also seen um, um, when I mean that take, you type the words in and it just doesn't take. That's why you use show commands to make sure it takes. Okay. And I've also seen debugs not work. Okay. All right. So hang on for 1 second. Okay. I mean, obviously it didn't work. I knew what the problem was. Okay. All right. So keep in mind, we got a default route here. We got a static route here. Okay. And we got a default route going back this way. Okay. So, um, so we have full convergence from router one to router three's DNS server. Okay. All right. Which it's our virtual DNS server. So here now. Now, this router 2 is the ISP. It's the internet. Okay, technically, I should say ISP. Okay, so now I'm going to create an access list. Okay, and I'm going to say 10. Okay, and I'm going to deny. All right, 192.168.0.0. Okay. All right. And that's going to be 0.0.255.255. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to deny okay, so now we got to, you know what, I'm just going to deny the whole thing. Okay, I'm not going to make this complicated. So 172.16.0.0. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to say 10.0.0. Okay. It doesn't really matter for the concept because 172.16 is through what? 172.31, 255, 255. I was trying to think of the wild card, and we're not doing that again. Obviously, that's turned into a weakness, and I'm not trying to even have you guys watch that drama. Okay, so here we go. Dot 255 to 255. Okay, so do show access list. Okay, so now interface G1. Okay, access expression. Oh, it's IP. Access group 10 in. Okay, so now router 1 should fail. Okay, all right, so now let's do an IP packet. Let's see if I actually get that debug IP packet. Let's see if I actually get information back. Okay, we're going to actually say ping repeat 1. Okay, so, all right. Okay, so it gives me the fact that it's sending the packet, but I'm not getting the response back. Okay, all right. Router 2 is supposed to be sending a response back saying, "Hey, this is unreachable." Okay, I should have got that information. Apparently, this CSR versions debugs is not, it's not up to par. So that's fine. Okay. Okay. Now again, use your own lab to make sure I'm correct, because without the actual information coming back, what I'm saying could not be accurate. All right. Remember, question everything. Okay. So now, if that's the case, okay, how am I going to send information over to router to 8 to 8 to 8 to 8? Because this router 2 is my ISP, and it's blocking private IP addresses. That's where NAT is going to come into play. Now, NAT is going to be very simple in this video because we're only going to practice and lab SourceNAT. We're not going to do anything else, okay? Because you got to look at it from the perspective. My objective is to get you to the ability to either be self-aware that this needs to be done, or the fact of you practicing it and getting it done. Okay, so you can do it at work. Okay, or for whatever reasons why you need to do it. So now let's take a look at the syntax first. IPNAT. Okay. All right. Now notice we have an inside address translation and an outside. So before we do anything, okay, all right, we need to identify what is outside and what's inside, okay? So interface G2, okay, is going to be my inside, IPNAT inside, okay? Assuming we have G2 going into our LAN, okay? All right, but G1. Okay, now again, we don't have a G2 on router 1, okay? All right, but you got to understand, okay? Oh, actually, you know what? Okay, let's do it this way. So let's say no. 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 Okay. All right. Oh, that's not what I want to do. No. I don't want to remove the interface. Okay. I'm not in the interface now. Okay. So, do show IP route. Okay, interface. Alright, and now I'm going to say IP address 1.1.1.1. IP NAT inside. Okay? Yeah, we could actually do this on an actual loopback interface. Now, I gotta go over to router 2 and have a default route, okay, or at least a route, okay, not a default route, but a route to go back to 1.1.1.1. So IP route 1.1.1.1. Okay? Alright. And we're going to send this out G1. Okay. Alright. Otherwise, as if I'm sourcing the traffic, because there's a reason why I put it on the loopback. Okay. I got to go from the inside to the outside. Okay. So if traffic's going from the inside to the outside, okay, that I define with the IP NAT inside and IP NAT outside command, okay, I will have to source the ping from 1.1.1.1 before it can be natted. Okay, all right, does that make sense? So now, interface G1, IP NAT outside. So why are we not? Oh, because I'm hitting the damn caps, not tab. Okay, so now, show IP NAT. Okay, interfaces. I don't have that, huh? Okay. Oh well. I thought that was going to be there. How about statistics? I don't think that's going to do it. And it does it. Awesome. So my inside interface, okay, um, is G1, and my outside. I'm sorry, my inside is loopback 0, my outside is G1. Okay. So now our inside and outside interfaces have been defined. So now let's take a look at the syntax. IP NAT, okay, and we're going to say inside, okay, and we're going to do source. Now here's the thing. In the older iOS, looks like they finally took it out because for years, source would be like right here, okay, and it would be confusing. All right, so we're gonna IP NAT, and we're gonna add, and we're gonna NAT from where? From the inside, okay? And we're going to NAT the source address, okay? And now, okay, if I wanted to do a one-to-one, I would use static, okay? Okay, now, but it says list, and it says specify address list describing local addresses. Okay, all right, so hold on for a second. Let's put you on pause here. Okay, so we're going to say 20, okay? All right, that will be the number of our accesses that we have not created yet, by the way, okay? All right, okay? Actually, I have to type in the word list, my bad. Okay, and then 20, okay? All right, and then, here's the thing. What this command says, okay? Oh, I gotta actually say G1, okay? What this command says is I want to IP, okay, which means I'm doing IP stuff, okay, and I want to NAT. I want to NAT from the inside interface. I want to match, or I want to NAT the source, okay, using the access list 20, okay, and I want to convert or NAT that traffic that's coming from the inside, okay, all right, that is going to and going out the outside because I've already named my inside and outside. So if it's coming from the inside interface, okay, using the access list 20, whoever's in that 20, which will be a subnet, okay, go ahead and NAT that traffic to the IP address of the interface G1. So now, okay, do ping okay, it's going to fail because I haven't created my access list yet. Okay, and I want you to understand what's going on. Okay, I'm going to be converting the source IP address of the 192. Oh, I'm sorry, of the 1.1. I'm sorry. We have to say source loopback 0. Okay, all right. So that's my inside interface. All right, make sense? So let's create my access list now. Access list. It's a good thing I actually did that because I forgot that I had to use the 1.1.1. Okay, so now access list 20. Okay, first of all, do show IP access list. No, do show access list. Okay, we only got one, so that's fine. So I can say access list 20 permit host 1.1.1.1. Okay, done. Okay, so now let's do that ping command again. Okay, do show IP NAT translation. Okay, we don't have any. Okay, so again, do show access list. We got access list 20. Do show run include NAT. Okay, so first of all, I have do show IP NAT statistics. Inside is our loopback. Oh, it's G2 and a loopback. Okay, so I thought we took that off. Interface G2. No IP NAT inside. Okay, so our inside and our outside is G0. Okay. Do show IP NAT. Let's do it again. Do ping 8, and we're going to source it from loopback 0. Okay, we are failing. That means we're not getting net. We're not. It's not netting. Let's go find out why. Okay. Okay. Let's see. What do I want to check next? Do show run include NAT. IP NAT inside. Okay, let's take a look at this command again. IP NAT inside source list 20 interface G1. Okay. Do show run include NAT. Okay. If oh, I forgot the OLO command. It doesn't really matter. It still should have did it. Okay, but it actually fixed that for me. I don't think it did that before, did it? Yeah, it did. It did. Okay, so which is nice. The older versions would not do that, so that's nice. Okay. Okay, so do show access list. Okay, so do show run interface loopback 0. Okay. All right. That's in there. It's an IP address. Um, this is weird. I don't know why it's not working. Um, ping 192 8. Okay, source loopback 0. Okay, well, only thing I can tell you right now, dude. I mean, dude, that's weird. I mean, NAT is very simple. So IP NAT translation. Okay, so I'm not translating it, which is weird. Okay, uh, this is this. This is just weird. I mean, I have advanced, which should be advanced IP services. Okay, so I should be able to NAT just fine. Okay. Um. Okay. How do I do this? Okay. The only thing that I could do is try to do this with 3 physical routers and see if this is a CSR thing. Okay. So at this point, our NAT has failed. Okay. We're not translating, which is kind of weird. Okay. So let's actually source and we're not going to sit and keep doing the same commands over and over again. Okay, so hey, we failed. So when we come back to the next video, which again I have set up and bring the physical routers over here and see how that works. Okay, and make sure this is not something that I'm doing from a command perspective. But then again, I don't have that many options. I mean, the commands are in the contact list. It's there. So, hey, um, so hey, I will see you guys on the next one.